Oh, man, we got some big news going on here, man. Holy smokers, folks, this ain't no jokers. You got to be flipping my flapjacks. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to discuss the fact that the SEC is actually planning to pretty much change the entire stock market. It's actually pretty incredible, and we're going to go ahead and get into that right in this video, right? So, according to the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, otherwise known as the SEC, is preparing to propose big changes to the stock market that could completely reshape how it operates. And now, before we get into those proposed changes, we first have to examine how exactly the stock market works, right? So let's go ahead and talk about it. When you buy a stock on one of the popular brokerage platforms like Webull or Robinhood or some other thing, the brokerage routes your order to a public exchange for execution, right? The investor sends money to get X number of shares, and the brokerage sends back those shares of stock to you, right? So you're buying a stock, you're sending money in order to get the shares. The brokerage takes it, right? Takes your money, and then they give those shares back to you for what you pay for the shares, right? That is normally the part that you as the investor sees or understands, right? However, here's the part that you don't see. When an investor places an order and confirms it on the brokerage platform, the brokerage actually routes that order to a third party instead of the public exchange. These third parties are financial institutions known as market makers. So instead of your order going to a public exchange, your order is actually being rerouted to a market maker, such as a Virtu Finance or a Citadel Securities, which I know many of you guys know of. Instead of the exchange executing the order, these third-party market makers actually are the ones who execute the order. This process is called payment for order flow. And so why does your brokerage send your order to Citadel or one of these market makers instead of a public exchange? Well, it's because the market maker actually pays the brokerage to do that. They are paying these brokerages to send them those orders, right? Now, critics say that this creates a potential conflict of interest between both the brokerage and the actual customer and could lead to a less favorable execution prices for the retail investors, right? This is why there's this common narrative that Robinhood and Webull trades are not free. There's this new boom for retail traders that basically attracted retail traders to the stock market in the first place, where you're essentially able to buy and sell stocks commission free. However, that's not actually the case. You're basically under the illusion that your trades are free, but they're actually not. You are paying for your trades in the form of payment for order flow, right? So here are the proposed rules by the SEC. One proposed rule is they would add more competition at the middleman level to ensure that retail investors are actually getting the best prices, right? In that scenario, orders will be routed into auctions where trading firms would have to compete to execute them. That is definitely a much more efficient system than the orders essentially going to Citadel or whoever is paying them. It actually makes perfect sense. Now, SEC officials are also aiming to reduce the maximum fee that exchanges can charge brokers to access their quotes. That's another actual important aspect of this that actually I believe could help. Now, the main point in these changes is to give investors the best possible price on their orders. That means that they receive the highest price when an investor is selling and the lowest price if they are buying stock. So let me break this down for you guys. This is why it's not free. You may think that you're paying fair price for a stock that you're buying, but actually because of payment for order flow, most of the times retail investors are actually not paying the best possible price for those orders. You're actually not. And this is the part where I say that your trades are actually not free. You're paying for it somehow, right? You're under this illusion that it's free, but it's actually not. Now, a lot of retail investors do not know this. However, the SEC does. And that is why the SEC is tackling this right here. And so what makes the current zero commission brokerage environment different is that investors do not see their cost as they're executing trades. So retail investors, as I said, perceive it as being free, but it indeed is not free. And so that's what's going on. As far as what the Wall Street Journal said, these changes could actually get announced as soon as Wednesday. And even if they don't get announced on Wednesday, we're speculating that they could, but they're definitely going to be announced either sometime in the summer or the fall. But one thing we do know for a fact is that the SEC is not a fan of payment for order flow, at least the unfair practices that go on within that method, right? And so the SEC is finally, in my opinion, doing their job and actually somewhat trying to protect retail investors. Now, on the other hand, you do have a lot of people who are saying that market makers are not going to like that, and a lot of people on Wall Street are going to do everything in their power to stop this. It makes perfect sense. They are making a killing off of payment for order flow. They are making a crap ton of money, so it makes sense why they would try to stop that. So who knows if this is actually going to happen. I'm not very confident in the SEC. I know it is their job to protect the retail investor, but in my personal opinion, they have done a horrible, and I mean terrible, horrible job doing so. And so hopefully this proposal actually goes through and they're actually able to pass even more proposals, because one thing we know, the common narrative of Wall Street is screwing retail investors. It's been happening since the beginning of time, or since the inception of the stock market, and it's very unfortunate. But I think this is a good idea. Definitely feel free to let me know in the comments what you guys think it is. Is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? What do you think the SEC should do? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.